G'day everyone. Let's start with a simple question. What do you call a government that watches the Supreme Court back Uber drivers as employees and seems to decide the problem is not the exploitation, but the law that noticed it? Because that's what this moment really feels like. On one side, you've got the Supreme Court saying what most people already knew. If a platform controls your access to work, your pay, your rating, your ability to log on and off, you are not some free-spirited micro-entrepreneur. You're an employee in everything but name. The court looked through the carefully crafted independent contractor label and said, nice story, but no, we're going to look at the reality of power and control. On the other side, you've got a minister who appears to look at the same decision and thinks, well, that's awkward. Not because people are being treated badly, but because the court has interrupted the smooth functioning of the business model. And the answer to that, apparently, is to rewrite the rules. So instead of asking, what does fair work look like in a platform world, we're watching a government ask, how do we make sure this kind of decision doesn't get in the way again? That's not modernization, that's damage control, just not for the people doing the driving. Point one, the language. We hear soothing words like flexibility and choice. In real life, flexibility looks like workers carrying all the risk. The platform can change rates at will, control who gets, and turn people off with a click. The minister can adjust the legislation. The driver can buy more air freshener and hope surge pricing turns up before the power bill's due. Point two, the pattern. This is not a one-off. We've already seen pay equity protections stripped under urgency. Employment law principles reframed as inconvenient relics that get in the way of certainty. Courts that remember the purpose of the act are treated like faulty software to be patched. You can almost hear the logic. If workers win in court, then the law must be unclear. Better tidy that up. Point three, what this signals to everyone else. If you're a gig worker, the message is blunt. Your rights are negotiable. Your classification is flexible. Your livelihood is a variable in someone else's spreadsheet. If you're an SME owner who actually tries to play by the rules, the message is not great either. You carry the cost of doing things properly, while big players get legislative sympathy whenever courts ask awkward questions. That's not a level playing field, it's a tilted stadium with VIP parking for whoever shouts, innovation, the loudest. And point four, values. We used to at least pretend that work came with some minimum dignity and security, that you didn't have to sacrifice your future stability at the altar of someone else's share price. Now we have a government that looks at power imbalance and seems to see a commercial opportunity. You can almost imagine the tagline. Why negotiate with workers when you can negotiate with cabinet instead? The dark joke here is that the court offered a chance to reset, to say, if your business model depends on pretending employees are not employees, maybe the model is the problem. Instead, the energy seems to be going into making sure reality can't interfere like that again. So here's my challenge to you as a citizen, a worker, a business owner, or all three. Are we really comfortable with a labour market where rights are optional whenever they're inconvenient? And if not, what are we prepared to push back on in our workplaces, our conversations, and ultimately our votes? Because if we don't ask these questions now, we may wake up in a few years and find that the only flexibility left is how quickly your rights can be switched off. Well, thanks for being here. Please take a look at the extended article that's linked below, and I hope to see you back here soon. Cheers. Cheerio.